Good afternoon, everyone. It's Monday at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and that means on the MYBC Consulting Facebook page, it's time for Where in the World Is ... a W5 story session. You know, where I bring my connections that I've known for a long time, a short time, and every time in between, and ask them the 5 questions so I can go deeper in relation with them. So without further ado, who are you?
Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle Caira.
So, Michelle Caira, what are 5 who hats you wear in this life?
First up, I am a mum. I'm a single mum, so that's my first who hat. I'm also a personal trainer. I'm a business owner. I have my own company. I am a good friend, I think. So I've got a good friends network. And who else am I? I am currently sitting in France. So I'm a French language learner.
Oh, that's fun.
That never ends.
I was going to ask you, because before we got on here, just to kind of give you a little bit, we had a little green room action, that I was going to ask you about being a single mom. I think there's something much deeper in what do you do as a French language learner to help you with that?
You have to do quite a bit because we live in a French-speaking country. So obviously all the administration, including anything to do with school, is in French. So I need to be able to pick myself up pretty quickly to learn how to ask basic questions. How did today go? What's the problem with that? What's the homework? How do I help you? And he's just about to move into middle school. So I've got all the administration, all the paperwork for the next school. So you've got to understand a little bit about that and also about their procedures. So for an example, they have a family book. Well, I don't know what a family book is, but the family book is, in basic terms, a birth certificate of the parents and also of the child. So there's quite a lot of stuff that you've got to understand in terms of the admin side. And then, of course, my son is chatting away to his French-speaking friends. So you have to kind of pick up that as well, because you don't have a clue what they're talking about. And just so you can keep a little bit on top of the language, the slang, the potential swearing, whatever the chat is, you've kind of got to pick that up as well. So you're constantly learning enfantine, teenage child language, and then you're also trying to learn kind of bureaucracy admin language.
Wow, that's fascinating. That's a great what question, or great what answer. So what do you do as a personal fitness trainer?
So as a personal trainer, I started working in that industry towards the end of 2009, and then 2010 it became my full-time occupation. And as a personal trainer, I work predominantly with women, and I work with women at any age and stage, but I do work particularly well with mums, pre-conception, during pregnancy, into postpartum, and I also work very closely with perimenopause to menopause women as well. And the personal training can be face-to-face, in person, or it can be online. And I've been doing online personal training for quite some time, way before the COVID restrictions actually made it necessity, when you saw a lot of in-person personal training going online. I was actually doing that before, because the demographics that I've just told you about, these new mums and these menopausal women, are actually super busy, and a lot of them don't have the disposable income, the time, or the location to actually go to a gym or see a personal trainer. So online personal training has always kind of been my bag. So that's what I do. I create personal training plans that help women to create a habit and do fitness, and something that is really going to fit in with their life. So I don't try to, sell something around 60 minutes per day. I'm more realistic, because I am a single mom. I understand what life is like. So I look at 10, 15 minutes per day. What can you fit in? So that's what I do as a personal trainer.
So you told us where you are physically located. Where you kind of said that. Where are you physically located? By your accent, where are you from? And where can you help in the world with what you do?
Okay, so I'm physically located in France. I'm pretty much I think everyone listening and watching this will be able to figure out where. It's Evian-les-Bains. So if you take away Le Bain out of it, which just is the baths, Evian is the water company. So if you've bought a bottle of water anywhere in a grocery store, supermarket, you'll have seen Evian Water Company. I'm located in that town. It's about a population of about 8,500 to 9,000 people, right on Lac Leman, which is Lake Geneva in English. Nearest city is probably Geneva, Switzerland, or Lausanne in Switzerland. So that's where I'm located. I'm Scottish. I was born and raised in Scotland, just north of Edinburgh, and in a town called Kirkcaldy, and spent most of my time in Edinburgh from probably about 16, 17 years old onwards. So that's where I'm from, Scotland, and I've moved from Scotland in January 2010. So I've not been living there for quite some time. My son has never lived there.
And where can you help? Where can you help women, the women that you listed?
The women I listed, I can help them globally. Everything I do is online in terms of programs and plans. I do have in-person clients that I see locally. I am not the kind of person who cannot see clients in person. I really love that aspect of the job. I love working with people face to face. So I do have some clients in Evian, and the rest of the clients are all online. And they're either in small groups where it's accountability groups, or they are doing one-to-one training, or they are purchasing a plan and they're doing self-service. So they're purchasing a plan and doing something on their own. I do also have a membership site, which is a free membership site. So it's a browse and do as you please. And in that site, there is a gym. So you can have a look and click on any of the workouts and do the workouts that you want to do as well. So I can literally have clients anywhere, and I do. I've got clients globally. So it's fantastic.
Awesome. We'll make sure that afterwards we put a link to that site in the chat afterwards. So when did you decide that this is what you wanted to do?
My first career was in banking. So my background is, my degree, everything's in banking, financial services, and I started working in 1997 in Bank of Scotland. And when the credit crunch happened, the global credit crunch around 2008, 2009, I kind of figured that this would be a good time to take a step back from banking. I'd been in the industry for 12 years. And what else did I love? What else did I like to do? And fitness had always been part and parcel of my life from school age. Not so much sport. So I'm not talking about taking part in sporting activities, but definitely fitness, keeping fit, going to fitness classes. And there's a slight difference between fitness and sport. So I would say more in the fitness line. And when I left the bank, I had redundancy and decided to use that redundancy money to retrain, to get other qualifications. And that's when I realized actually I could make a real go of being a personal trainer. And once I started doing my personal training qualifications, I really honed in on the female physiology and the journey of the female arc in terms of anybody who has menstrual cycles. You can then say, okay, how is that going to impact? How can I help? So that's kind of where the journey has gone from. I've always been interested in fitness, and it felt quite natural, although the salaries, the lifestyle are radically different from banking. It just felt like it felt like quite a natural move. And now I absolutely, I mean, I love it. I've always loved personal training, and the coaching element of it is just fantastic. I love it.
So, Michelle, what's your why in life?
You know, I've thought about this so many times. I'm struggling to answer this. What's my why? Service to others and helping people seems to be the thing that brings me a lot of joy and brings me a lot of happiness, and I seem to be fairly good at it. So helping people and breaking down barriers that people might have, particularly in fitness, where you might think, I can't do that, it's not for me, I can never get into routine. I love these types of clients and I help them greatly. So patience and having the belief in them seems to be my why. So working with other people, coaching, helping them to develop seems to be it. And I seem to be like that as a mother as well. So I think that's my why. I think service to people type thing would be my why, I think.
I love that.
Does that sound
Absolutely
okay?
love that. That's beautiful. We're very much in alignment on that, Michelle, about serving others. So thank you so much for joining me today. Please stay on as afterwards. We've got to do our fun little ussy afterwards. By the way, do you know what an ussy is?
I don't. What is that?
Well, it's a Jeanette term. When you put more than yourself in a picture, it's us are in the picture. It's an ussy. So we have to do our fun ussy afterwards for my thumbnail.
So we'll do that.
Thank you so much for joining me and sharing just a very tiny bit of your unique to you W5 story. We'll make sure that we'll put that link down in the comments afterwards so you can take a look at Michelle's gym and the free things that she's offering and serving the world. So I encourage you all.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. So I encourage you all out there. When you are walking up to somebody for the very first time, or maybe you've known them for a long time, how about starting the conversation with who are you? What do you do? Where do you do it? When did you decide? And what's your why? It's how at My BC Consulting, I build relationships, not just in my own backyard, but from Scotland to Evian and other parts of the four corners of this round world. Thank you, everybody, and tune in next Monday for another edition. Bye-bye.